All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to show you how to not only install a toilet, but how to put it together first. Hopefully, you are watching this video before you go out and actually buy your toilet, because as pictured on here, you're going to see there's some extra material you may need to buy that we recommend. And of course, you may get to buy some extra tools, right? So in this video, this is an American Standard Cadet Pro toilet. What I want you people to know watching these videos is the toilet you buy may not be exactly like this one. It may not install or get put together exactly like this one, but this video will kind of just give you the basic understanding of what it takes to put a toilet together. So this is an elongated toilet that is also comfort height. Now what comfort height means, guys, is it's a little bit taller than your standard toilet. And elongated just means the front of it extends out a little more. They also make what's called a round front toilet. Now most toilets are going to come with the hardware that it takes to put them together. However, there are a couple other parts and pieces that you may need to buy. That's why I tell you, go to the hardware store after watching this video. So one thing you want to always do, guys, is pull your toilet out and kind of just check it, for visible cracks. These things are made of porcelain, basically china. And so, they can chip, have cracks in them straight from the factory. We all know how that works. But the first thing we really need to do after getting it unboxed is put the tank on the bowl. Okay, so your toilet's going to come with three parts: the bowl or the base, the tank, and then a seat. Also, guys, make sure that you double check it. The hardware store, you may need to buy the seat separate. Some toilets come with them, some don't. So you don't want to make that extra trip back to the hardware store. All right, so what Mike's doing here, guys, is kind of putting some parts together on the tank. This gasket right here that Mike just put on, that basically is the sill that goes between the tank and the bowl. Yours may not look exactly like this, maybe a different color, right? But you still got to probably install it on there. Then there's a couple bolts that will stick down through the tank. Sometimes you even got to install those. The American Standard, they come already kind of pushed down in there. Some toilets like Kohler even have 3 tank to bowl bolts, nuts, and washers, but the American Standards have 2. So this is great camera work here, by the way, Blake, man. So this is why we do a better channel, people. We're showing you some angles here that you may not get to see, on other how-to videos. So basically, there's a couple of neoprene little white plastic washers that go on those bolts first. You'll see right there, Mike's putting that on. Just pushes up on there. Now he's got his hand inside the tank, holding down the bolt that's sticking down through, okay? That little white tool you just seen Mike have there, that comes with these American Standard toilets, and you'll see what it's used for. See that right there? That's to tighten those nuts down, because they're kind of hard to get to. If your toilet doesn't come with this, guys, you can use a nut driver, even a socket and a ratchet. A little tiny crescent wrench you can use up there, but it's just a little tougher. So American Standard, well done on providing us with that little plastic tool. All right, guys, when you're tightening down a toilet tank, here's what I recommend to you is just kind of go back and forth, right? Tighten each bolt down a little bit at a time, kind of like you do, when you're putting a tire on a car, how you tighten up the lug nuts, a little bit at a time. You want to kind of do that with your tank here also. You don't need to really over tighten this, okay? Remember, we're tightening down china, porcelain, all right? It's a material that can break. So if you notice, Mike's just kind of hand tighten these. When he's done here, you want the tank sitting pretty sturdy on the bowl, so it's not rocking, it's not moving. But as you start tightening it down, you'll kind of hear it almost crunching a little bit. Don't panic, you're good. So all right, here's the toilet seat. Now, guys, toilet seats are pretty simple. They come in, 2 different sizes or shapes, elongated or round front. If you have an elongated toilet, you know what to do. You get an elongated seat. But they do make the seats in different materials. This is a plastic one. It's called a slow close seat. You know what that means, all right? We all got those kids growing up that those little boys slam that toilet lid down. The slow close seat kind of prevents that from happening. They are a little more expensive, but to me, they're worth the money. You know, when I was a kid growing up, man, we always had those padded toilet seats. And I remember grandma even had that fur cover or whatever it was made of, right, that went on your toilet seat. But then again, we also had shag carpet in our bathrooms and on the walls. So that's all pretty gross. So anyway, guys, toilet seats mount pretty simple. You can replace the toilet seat on your existing toilet if you just, kind of want to update it, or maybe one of the hinges break on it. This toilet seat comes with a couple of different washer options, because what that does is it determines if the seat will slide up a little more. You want it to fit good, and these seats are kind of universal. Every toilet manufacturer, might just be a little bit different shape and size. So this kind of gives you the option of how the washers are spaced. But basically, there's a couple of bolts, couple nuts that tighten down. You can see Mike there tightening it down. Again, these will come with the toilet seat that you buy. It'll have the mounting hardware. So pretty universal other than the size. Mike's showing you here that you can tighten the top of that bolt down for your seat with either a Phillips screwdriver or a nut driver. And guys, man, if you're going to be a do-it-yourselfer, you should have a basic set of hand tools, a nut driver set, maybe even a socket set. You're going to see in all of our videos, of course, we have a plumbing business, man, so we have every tool imaginable. You don't have to have every tool out there to put stuff together, but if you're someone like me who likes tools, this gives you a reason to go to the hardware store and buy more tools. So, all right, guys, this here's the flexible water line. We recommend installing a new water line that goes from your toilet to the shutoff valve anytime you replace a toilet. We do that with faucets as well. You don't need any Teflon tape or any pipe dope on that brass shank that's sticking down. Because there is a rubber gasket inside that gray nut that Mike is tightening down now. Hand tighten that and then just give it a little snug. But that is the water connection to your toilet. So you can put that on afterwards if you want. We put it on now just to make it easier to get to. Same with assembling the toilet, guys. You can actually set the bowl on your toilet flange first if you want, and then put the tank on, and then put the seat on. We just like to do it, man, all beforehand. One, it's just a little easier to get around the back of the toilet. Plus, we get those great camera shots, right? So here now, guys, we're putting, these are called the closet bolts, okay? Closet as in your closet you hang your clothes up in, because they call a toilet a water closet, like over in England or something. I'm not really sure. This is a step we do a little bit extra that maybe not everyone does. So these brass closet bolts that Mike's tightening down there, just going to give those a little snug. We actually buy those separate. Now, your toilet bowl is going to come with a set of closet bolts, and there'll probably be just one nut and washer. I'll show you why we buy a second set to use. This here's the bowl wax. Again, these come in kind of different sizes. We use what's called a no-seep wax. SEEP, and what that means is it's got this plastic horn on the inside of it. A lot of bowl waxes are just the wax by themselves. Nothing wrong with those, but we just like the no-seep ones. It kind of directs the contents from your toilet to go down in the pipe a little better. Set it on the flange. Some guys will show you to put that on the bottom of the bowl. We don't recommend it. Set it on the flange. Don't double up your waxes. If your toilet flange is sitting too low, they make spacers, they make thicker waxes, but I don't recommend putting 2 or 3 waxes on. All right, now we're just going to set the toilet on there. Mike did a good job there, right, using his legs and his knees and not his back to lift that toilet. What I don't recommend, guys, is don't put your toilet together down in the garage if you got to carry it up 2 flights of stairs, because they're a little bit heavier than you think. But then again, so once he's got it set on there, you see how he kind of pushed it down, guys? I'll even sit on the toilet at this point just so the weight of my body kind of squishes that wax down. Mike's using a tape measure here just to make sure the toilet's nice and square. You don't have to do that. Just eyeball it. Step back, look at it, right? Make sure the tank is, nice and even to the wall behind it. This toilet's actually being installed in sort of a handicap installation, so it's 18 inches off the sidewall. A normal toilet needs to be a minimum of 15 inches off a wall or cabinet. All right, so we got the toilet set. This one sits nice and flush to the floor, guys. If your floor is uneven, you may need to use some toilet shims under your toilet. You don't want the base of your toilet rocking at all. Side to side, front to back, you want it sitting as flush on the floor as possible. All All right, so these white nuts that Mike is tightening down here, they also came with the toilet. They're pretty unique to American standard here. Yours may not look just like this. Again, every toilet's a little bit different. Read your instructions. Now, in most cases, guys, these are the only thing that is needed to hold the toilet to the floor, okay? Tightening down these plastic nuts here. We, like I said a little bit ago, take it a step earlier when we buy those extra closet bolts. So we have an extra nut and washer that we're going to put on top of these white nuts. A lot of you guys won't have this step right here. It's okay. You don't have to do this, okay? Now, when I say you don't have to do this, guys, that plastic nut that threaded on there is designed to be a brass nut and washer, if that makes sense, okay? But you may just have a flat white disc that sits down, and then you have to put the nut and washer that came with your toilet on it. I hope that all makes sense. It's hard to kind of explain in here. When you get yours out, just know you may not have the nut and washer on the toilet flange and on top here like what we're doing. Again, guys, get that snugged up. Don't over tighten it. I've actually broke a few toilets when I was an apprentice over tightening things. But you want to make sure your toilet doesn't move around, doesn't rock back and forth. Now we're putting the caps on. Sometimes, guys, you have to actually cut that bolt down. See how that bolt sticks up about an inch past the brass nut there? Sometimes you got to buy a mini hacksaw and cut the top of that off if your cap is a little more shallow. All right, now we're going to connect the water line to the shutoff valve. Remember we installed that flexible water line on the toilet earlier? Well, now we have to connect the other end of that to our shutoff valve. We use this Teflon paste here. It's called a pipe dope to us plumbers. They sell it at all the hardware stores. We put just a little bit on the threads to kind of lubricate it. But at the end of the day, that flexible line has a nut on the end of it that Mike's left hand, his fingers are tightening. Now his right hand. That has a little gasket on the inside of it. So some guys will say you don't need that, pipe thread compound there. You don't need Teflon tape with any part of your toilet, guys. Just remember that. The white tape, you don't need that anywhere on your toilet. So now we're going to snug that up. We're ready to turn some water on. Turn your water on slow, guys. No need to rush this here. You're going to let this tank fill, good and slow. That way if you have, a leak somewhere that's major, you didn't, put a bunch of water into your toilet. Let it fill up kind of slow. You should be testing stuff at this time. All right, this part here, guys, this is important. So on the inside of your toilet tank, you may need to make an adjustment. You want the water level to be about a 1/4 inch to maybe even 1 inch below the overflow tube. So Mike there with his left hand is adjusting the float that is below that red cap on how high it comes up. The higher that float lifts up, the more water that comes in your tank, which is what you want. But if the water level gets too high, it will actually start to go down the overflow tube, which is that tube closest to us. And if that's the case, it's just going to keep running nonstop. So you want it a little bit low. Now you're ready for a flush, guys. When we install toilets for our customers, we will flush this toilet 15 times, 20 times. We really want to test stuff out. We want to make sure our bowl wax isn't leaking around the floor. We want to make sure that gasket, remember, we put between the tank and the bowl. We want to make sure that's not leaking. Take your fingers, put around the toilet, put around the floor, touch that shutoff valve. Don't just visually look for a leak. You want to know. If you're a homeowner doing this, come back an hour later, 2 hours later, the next day, continue to keep testing. Sometimes a little drip or a little leak may take a day or so to appear. And us as a businessman, I don't want to pay my guys to have to go back and fix a leak, and I don't want my customers to have a leak. So we really spend a few minutes checking stuff out. All right, and here's the final part, guys. This is always controversy amongst plumbers. Do you need to install, caulk underneath the base of your toilet? Some plumbing codes require it, some don't. We install it on every toilet, but if you notice, Mike's just kind of doing the front 2/3 of the toilet, basically from those caps to cap. We leave the back open. That way, if your wax ever does leak down the road, hopefully the water will come out on the back of the toilet and not seep down in your floor. This here is a latex caulk, and when it dries, it will actually dry clear. to me, the important part about it is it kind of keeps it from sliding around, just kind of keeps your toilet a little more stable when it dries. So there you guys have it, man. That is basically how you install a toilet, American Standard Cadet Pro. But, you know, your toilet may not be exact same.